From self-driving cars to robot delivery drones to chatbots which are basically capable of being your personal assistant, the rise of machines and algorithms is rapidly transforming our world and the workforce, leaving many people wondering, how secure is my job? But are people right to be worried that they could be replaced by AI? Or is it just something that's being blown way out of proportion? I hate to break it to you, but the answer is yes. You may well be replaced by AI in your workplace, but probably not in the way that you think. If we're meeting for the first time, my name is Rav and I work for one of the leading AI platforms. And today I'm going to tell you exactly how AI is going to replace you in your job.
I want to be clear. I think these systems will make a lot of jobs just go away. Every technological revolution does.
There have been a range of recent studies that show that we should be very concerned about our jobs. A study by OpenAI highlighted that around 80% of the US workforce could have at least 10% of their tasks affected by the introduction of large language models, while approximately 19% of workers could have 50% of their tasks completely automated. Goldman Sachs in March 2023 conducted a study that showed that 300 million jobs are at risk of having a part of their role being automated by artificial intelligence. Meaning whether you like it or not, the odds are your job is in some way, shape or form going to be impacted by AI, and some jobs will be completely redundant and replaced. But this is not a new phenomenon. This has been happening for the past 25 years. Since the year 2000, robots and automation systems have single-handedly phased out 1.7 million manufacturing jobs. Amazon are well documented in using robots in their warehouses and have stated that these robots help them decrease costs and increase profitability. 20 years ago, self-serving kiosks weren't a thing. But if you went to McDonald's recently, you would see that there are several self-serving kiosks in every single store, meaning that you're now being served by robots instead of humans. And this is just the beginning. So the concern shouldn't be whether robots are going to replace humans, because as I've just shown you, that's already been happening. The concern should be whether this is going to happen faster than we could have ever imagined. A recent study by the World Economic Forum found that 85 million jobs will be replaced by automation and AI technologies by the year 2025. Driverless vehicles, kiosks in fast food restaurants, and AI-powered customer help agents. These are all going to replace a lot of minimum wage and low-skilled jobs. The study by Goldman found that 46% of administrative positions are most likely to be replaced. But the surprising thing is, it's not just low-skilled workers that are going to be impacted. Wells Fargo conducted a study and found that robots will eliminate 200,000 jobs in the banking industry within the next few years. Just think about it. These are people who are highly educated, have brilliant degrees, and are trading securities for massive investment banks, and their roles are likely to be completely displaced. And that's just one example of highly skilled labor that's going to be impacted. 44% of legal positions and 37% of engineering jobs could be replaced by artificial intelligence. So whether it's the likes of Burger King and McDonald's who are going to replace hundreds and thousands of hourly workers with self-serving kiosks, or the likes of JP Morgan and Morgan Stanley who are going to replace their high-performing, well-paid traders with algorithms to take bets on the markets instead, downsizing is going to happen everywhere. Companies left, right, and center are going to be looking to AI to reduce costs. I can tell you firsthand from my work, I'm in touch with some of the largest companies in the world on a daily basis, and the stakeholders we speak to are all saying the same thing. How can we use AI to cut costs? So what happens now? Is it all doom and gloom? Are the robots just going to slowly take over and phase us out? Well, not exactly. While it is absolutely inevitable that every single job from now onwards will now incorporate AI in some way, shape, or form, AI is not going to displace the majority of jobs. In 2023, AI still faces issues with bias and presents wrong information as fact, and then gaslights you if you question it. It will come up against some ethical and complex dilemmas at times, and it just fails to deal with them as a human would. Amazon released an AI recruitment tool that had been proven to show a bias against recruiting women. In 2019, a 31-year-old black male living in New Jersey was accused of shoplifting and trying to hit a police officer with a car. The only issue was he was 30 miles away at the time of the incident. but he was still identified by facial recognition software that was used by the police. These sorts of issues can not only just ruin someone's life, they can ruin an entire business's reputation, and that sort of damage, you just can't come back from it. KPMG recently conducted a survey on the global adoption of AI and found that 61% of people were hesitant to adopt AI in any way, shape, or form. So this leaves us in a bit of a dilemma. We have this phenomenal technology that can just blow open possibilities we could have never ever thought of, but it's also incredibly flawed, and right now it's just not capable of doing anything on its own. So ultimately, the only way out of this dilemma is a brand new breed of role, which will become the norm in the next decade and maybe beyond. This role will be a hybrid role where a human is at the heart of the decision making, but is essentially playing the role of training and working with the AI.
AI will likely eliminate millions of jobs. Many people are going to ask, why on earth did you create this technology?
I think it can do the opposite of all of those things too. It is going to eliminate a lot of current jobs, that's true. We can make much better ones.
And the good news is this type of role already exists. There are a few pioneering companies that over the past 5 years have leveraged AI to empower their humans to work faster than ever before. These companies have labeled this type of role as human in the loop. The big four accounting firms all use natural language processing to extract essential information from audits. They then use their employees to specifically validate the results, which in turn trains the AI and makes it even faster. Ultimately, this just allows the auditor to do far more than they could ever do before, and also just eliminates all the risk of getting the wrong information, because a human is still making a decision at the end of the day. Another great example of this is the company Lilt. Not the drinks, the language service provider. Lilt have been training and leveraging their large language models for the past 8 years and have completely transformed the way that organizations translate materials. So for example, how a translator would traditionally translate a piece of work from English to French is that they would put that English work into a machine translation system like Google, and then they would get the French output and manually post-edit it to make it correct. So instead of just putting something through a machine, Lilt's translators are translating live. These translators are powered by contextual and generative AI, which means that every single time that they make an edit or they just complete a sentence, the system learns. And because the system learns, it provides them with such powerful in-context recommendations that they are able to translate 2 to 3 times faster than any traditional process. Ultimately, this means that Lilt's clients like Intel are able to save like 70% on their entire translation and localization budget and get it 2 to 3 times faster as well. In this next decade, the corporate world is just going to change completely. But ultimately, there will be a group of losers and there'll be a group of winners. The group of losers will be very reluctant to adopt AI in any capacity. On the other hand, you're going to have the winners. The winners are going to be leveraging this technology and creating roles to empower their humans to work far faster and be more productive than we ever thought possible. The winners are just going to overlap the losers, and the losers are just going to be completely irrelevant and become extinct. As humans and individuals, the winners are going to be the ones which are most open to working with the technology, and those that have a fundamental skill set that will just allow them to thrive in this new world. If you're interested in what this skill set would look like, please feel free to check out this video here or here, I'm not sure. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please do drop a subscription and leave a like. It would mean a lot to me. Otherwise, take care, stay safe, and have a great day.